I see so many people still using AI like a fancy Google search. They use it like a smart answer bot. So they just think it should know everything. They ask vague questions and they get crappy answers and wonder why AI still doesn't really work properly. We all have access to the same tools: ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and they're all dirt cheap or completely free to use. So if it's not that, why are some people getting 10 times better outputs while you're still getting garbage and feeling like AI is unusable? It's not the tool, it must be how you're communicating with it. And it's again not that other people are communicating smarter than you or have studied 1,000 hours of prompt engineering. All you actually need is a stupidly simple framework. And the good news is, I'm going to walk you through it all right now. We're going to use something called the RITE method, and it's 4 steps, takes 5 minutes to learn, and it will change everything in how you're using AI. And the first step in the RITE method is R, and that stands for role. So the thing about AI is it's like a chameleon. It can be whoever you need it to be. But without a role, it becomes generic, bland, makes it up, or just delivers beige slop. So the best AI users are assigning it a persona. You'll have probably seen these types of prompts before. Act as a customer research specialist with 10 years of experience in B2B SaaS. You're analytical, methodical, and skilled at uncovering pain points, behavioral patterns, and buying triggers. So before, you might have been writing something like, help me research my ideal customer. Now we've actually given it a clear role and persona to take on. And that is a massive unlock already, because AI now knows what voice to use, experienced and authoritative. It knows where to pull knowledge from, B2B SaaS, not wherever else in its knowledge base it might have looked, and how analytical to be. We want it to be methodical and data-driven, not creative or fluffy. So we're giving AI perspective and a knowledge base and a tone just through that role and that persona offering. So that's a crucial step that so many people just skip straight away. Step 2 is I, and that stands for input. Now, this is the biggest thing that people get wrong with AI. They think it should just know everything. They think it's a mind reader. And when it comes back with something incorrect or that doesn't fit what they were talking about, they dismiss it as bad AI. Bad AI, you don't work very well. Well, you need to do a better job of giving it more context, telling it exactly what you want, giving it any extra information or where to find information it might need. So in this example, for our customer research, we actually need to give it context about the business and our audience. Because if we haven't set it up, it might not know about what I do, my business, the type of customer I'd like to attract. So we need to add this input. We need to add some context to our prompt. Now, sometimes this could be a 50-page PDF. Sometimes it could be 4 lines. Sometimes it could be 1 line. It all depends how much information you have at your disposal. For me, sometimes I might give it a whole YouTube transcript, which almost acts as a transcript, a brain dump of my thoughts for it to then work with as its input. So here we've got this input that says, I run a freelance SEO consultancy targeting small marketing agencies, 5 to 15 employees. So we've got what I do and the sort of size of customer I'm targeting and the problem they face: drowning in client work and can't keep up with SEO delivery. They're tech savvy but time poor, and this is the revenue they make. Now, what I don't have is any formal customer interviews yet, just patterns I've noticed from discovery calls and LinkedIn conversations. Now AI knows my business, my target audience, their situation, the revenue range, what I have and don't have, and what I need it to do. We've given it the context of who I am and what we sort of want to achieve. Then we've got T, and that stands for task. Again, most people never make it this far. They don't give specific, clear instructions. They just hope it kind of gets it right, and again, get frustrated if what comes back isn't really what they wanted. So for task, we need to give specific instructions. We're literally going to give it a blow-by-blow account of what we want. So we've got the overarching theme here: create a comprehensive ICP research document. We're not even just saying do ICP research. We're actually saying we need a document and we need these sections. We need an overview with this information. We need the pain points and challenges. We need buying triggers, objections, research and validation questions. Even give it the length we want it to be. So whether we want it short and punchy, we want 5,000 words. Do we want it analytical or academic? We want direct, actionable insights, which is a tip I always find is great. I don't want reams and reams of theory. I want something I can actually use in my business. So instead of just saying something like, make it good, make it easy to understand, write me a report, we've got complete clarity on the task at hand. Then we get into the 4th bit, the E in write, and that is example. And this is a secret weapon that transforms your prompts and outputs for AI. And so many people do the first 3 and don't think about this one. Now, AI is great at learning by reference. So you can actually show it what good looks like, exactly what your output should look like, exactly what template you want it to use. Rather than just say, can you write in my style or give it to me in a table, you can give it an exact example of the style, the depth, the structure that you want it to give. So our example here actually writes what a good pain point might look like. Hitting capacity ceiling. Can't take on more clients without hiring, but margins are too thin and afford to hire senior SEO talent. Stuck between turning down revenue and burning out an existing team, rather than the pain point being they're too busy to grow. A good example actually allows you to teach AI about the quality you want. So you can grade it and it can grade itself against the example that you're giving it. So in 4 simple steps, we've written a great prompt here, which we can take and we can use in ChatGPT. So we can paste this into ChatGPT here, and you'll see we come out, we've got the role, we've got the input, the context, we've got the task here of actually what it needs to do and what it needs to deliver. And we've even got an example of how we want it to deliver these actionable points. Now, you might be thinking at this point, oh, that's quite a lot to actually sit and write. I might as well just do everything myself than painstakingly write these prompts. Well, in a second, I'm going to show you how you can create these super quick. So it doesn't take you half an hour to actually write your prompts. You can create these in seconds to inform the rest of your work. But while we do that, I'm going to run this prompt to show you an output. And one trick while we got a research task like this is to turn on what's called deep research mode to allow ChatGPT to actually read and scan through hundreds of different pages based on all of this criteria and this prompt. Let's talk about how to create prompts faster. Now that we have the RITE framework, we can start using that everywhere we work. So the quickest hack is to switch from text to voice. So instead of writing everything and typing it out solely, if you use voice, it works 3 times quicker than writing. And ChatGPT has a dictation mode, so we could turn dictation mode on and just voice a prompt. Now, for me, when I'm voicing a prompt like this, I'm probably not painstakingly going through my RITE framework perfectly, but I'm keeping it in mind in that I know I've got to give role, input, a task, and a potential example. So I could say something like, you are Justin Welsh, an expert LinkedIn growth coach with 5 million followers. I'm going to give you a transcript of my YouTube video, and I want you to break it down to find angles for 3 to 5 LinkedIn post ideas that would suit my target audience for people just getting started learning AI. For each post, give me the angle, the hook, a quick summary of why it works, and how it solves my audience's pain of being overwhelmed by AI tools. I'm also going to give you an example post from Justin Welsh to show you how he constructs his LinkedIn posts. So very quickly, you're seeing I'm roughly using that framework to actually voice my prompt into ChatGPT and write quickly. But you can see we've got the role. We're actually asking it to take on someone very specific's persona in Justin Welsh, the context of what we're doing. Now I've said, hey, I'm going to give you a YouTube video transcript. So I need to go and get that transcript and add it to the bottom of this chat. I've given it the task of what we want it to do, and I'm going to give it an example of one of Justin Welsh's posts to show how he constructs them as well. So I would go and get that information, paste it in there, and run that prompt. And if it's a repeatable process, you can formalize that prompt more and save it to use over and over again. Now, the other hack to creating prompts really, really quickly is to use my custom trained RITE master prompt generator, which takes your rough ideas into precise high performing AI prompts. And I'm going to show you how it works here. So instead of having to write everything yourself, you can just brain dump into this and it's going to construct everything. So to use this, you're going to hit start here, and then it's going to go down and ask you if you want basic or detailed prompt optimization. Let's say for this detail, because we want to create an extensive reusable prompt rather than just something that runs something quick and fast for us to get the job done. When we run detail mode, it's going to ask us some questions. So it's literally going to ask us for the information quickly that we can add to our prompt. And again, I would use dictation mode to answer these questions. And boom, it goes off and starts writing our copy and paste detailed prompt in the structure that we've been discussing throughout of this. So it's got that role probably better than we wrote before. You're a LinkedIn growth expert and solopreneur content strategist, inspired by Justin Welsh. We've got the input. So I'm going to provide you raw, messy brain dumps, which gives you context about all of this stuff. Here's your task. Give me the hook, the talking points to why this works, and the output requirements. And then it actually goes and produces an example of that output. It's not used a style example. It's just said, this is exactly how I want you to structure these post ideas so that we don't get different results every time we run this prompt. Everything comes back in the same structure. And then while we've been doing that and working elsewhere, we've got our ICP research built from that previous prompt, which has run 5 minutes, 48 different searches to build our in-depth report here as we've requested. We've got the profile overviews, pain points and challenges, buying triggers. So now every time we run this prompt, we're going to get this same report back. So if you are someone that does a lot of customer profile research, you can just reuse this over and over again with slightly different inputs put in there. So this 4-step framework takes your outputs from generic to expert level. You can create repeatable processes by building these prompts step by step, or always keep them in mind when you're working quickly as well to make sure you're getting the best possible outputs each time.